Why do I think black people should vote for uMkhonto wesizwe party? Black people are failing in business. There's a statistics to back it up, to back what I'm saying. In South Africa, they say 98% of businesses which are started by black people fail in the first 12 months. 98% of businesses which are started by black people fail in the first 12 months. The ones which will survive the first 12 months, uh, it is said that 99% of businesses started by black people will fail uh, in the first 36 months. So if you survive the first year, you are probably not going to survive the third year if you are in business. So the only people who are able to survive in business is mainly white people, because the system is in favor of white business. And when you start a business, I think people think it's just easy. They don't understand how it works. Black people have been programmed against themselves. They've been programmed to hate themselves. So even if you start a business, even if you can match your white competitors in terms of your service, in terms of your quality, and in terms of your efficiency, black people will still go and buy from white people than buying from black people, because they are programmed to do so. They are programmed through a lot of propaganda, through media, through brainwashing education. Uh, like, it's not even their fault. When they think about tomatoes, they never think about the mom who sell the tomatoes at the corner. Straight, they think about ShopRite, and it's not even their fault. It's the massive programming which has happened to black people. So it's not easy. The people who are supposed to buy from black people, which are black people and which are the majority, are the ones who are buying from white people and Indians, running away from their own people or their own businesses. So in government, if you are in tendering, there's the evaluation criteria that normally would apply. It's either 80-20, they say it's 80-20 principle. The 80-20 principle, it applies, it means it's an evaluation criteria where they will consider 20%, they can consider other things like you are black, you are female, you are youth, or you are young, or all of those things. They can consider, they can give you 20, up to a maximum of 20%, which is even difficult to reach to that maximum, because if you have to reach to that maximum, you need to be disabled. So, and even a disabled, it's even difficult for them to reach the maximum, because uh, uh, they need to be a woman, they need to be youth. So if they are outside those parameters, even the disabled will not be able to attain the 20 marks that the evaluation criteria requires for them to be considered as a black person. So it means if they say 80-20 principle, it means 80% it's evaluated on price. It means you and the white man are competing in a majority of the evaluation. It's basically on price. So the white man will obviously beat you on the price. And you know, if the tender gets even higher, let's say the tender is more than 1 million, then the evaluation criteria as well changes. It's now 90-10 principle. The 90-10 principle evaluation criteria will apply. What that means, it means they are now reducing the 20% that they were giving you because you are black. Now they are reducing it to 10% because now you must compete with the white man on price, which means 90% is on the evaluation is on price, and of which you are not gonna win against the white person on price because most of they own the means of production. They manufacture the things, they produce whatever they are selling. So on price, you are probably not gonna win against the white person. So what will happen is, if you have to get a tender and you are a black person, you need to be corrupt. You will have to bribe some officials. It's like, you know, what they do, uh, they will invite you to come and apply. Let's say they know they want, they invite you to come and apply for the work. But at the end of the day, they put a red tape. They know everybody cannot reach 2 meters. They say, we will give you the tender if your height is 2 meters. While they know all the black people cannot reach 2 meters. And you think you are the only one who can't reach 2 meters. But they know all the black people will not reach 2 meters. If they get this tender, and if you get this tender and you are black, it means you had to bribe some officials. They make it tight that way. It's not a coincidence or anything. They make it tight that way so that black people are always on the run. The black people, whatever you are earning, you are always a suspect, that you are corrupt because they know that it was so tight that you couldn't get in openly if you are a black person. That's why they always say black people who are in tenders are corrupt because they know the way they make they put the red tapes, they make it so tight. They know black people will not be able to do business in that regard. So you need some corruption. Uh, the security business as well, it's closed out on black people. It's totally closed out. Basically, if you need to register a security company, you need round about 10,000, which the security guard does not have. You need a 10,000 rand just to initiate and register and be allowed to start to advertise your company. You need more than 10,000 because you also need accountants, you need this, you need a lot. So you also need to pay Sira as well, about 9,000 if I'm not mistaken. And that amount it's annual. And of which it's even difficult for you to get a post as a black person in that industry. So those are some of examples uh, why black people should actually vote for uMkhonto wesizwe party. Uh, under Zuma, a lot of black people would testify that they were thriving. A lot of black people were succeeding. Those who had uh, access, there were a lot of uh, people who were allowed into the system. And President Zuma basically was called Mr. Infrastructure because the amount of work he did in infrastructure development in South Africa is unmatched by any president. The records are there to be on the internet. The records are available on the internet. President Zuma is the only president who has ever built a university, while he has never went to a school. He actually built two universities. Mandela did not build any university. Thabo Mbeki did not build any university. President Zuma built two universities. And Ramaphosa is not building any university as we're speaking. So when he spends more on infrastructure, he creates more opportunities for business for black people uh, to get into the system. I thank you for listening.